It is me, RandomJosh, and I'm back again with another Face Mask Friday video. Where do I even begin? We have created quite an intense look here. So this is actually inspired by season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. Now technically they didn't have a promo look, but they did kind of do a black and white kind of vibe one, which is kind of what I've used for reference for this. Obviously it was quarantine timing. They couldn't technically be together to do a promo shoot, so they did one after it actually all came out and stuff. And this is obviously heavily themed on the black and white theme. Really, like, technique wise, I guess is a little bit of skill, but like minimal products. So compared to what I normally do, this is a lot more, well, a lot less product usage, which is quite insane for me. But if you do want to see how I achieve this look, then stay tuned and enjoy. So to kick this tutorial off, we are starting by priming the face, and as you can see there, we are using some new products. So first up, we've got my Beauty Bay Matte Blur Priming Stick. So this is just a nice stick primer, just working that on the areas where I feel needs a little bit of blurring. So mainly like the pore areas, just to try and get them kind of filled in and not looking all crazy. And then we're also going in with our Revolution Protect Focus, Soft Focus, primer with SPF 50. So really cool product there, just to try and make sure you're getting your SPF in. Not that I'm wearing this out at all, but I just thought I'd give it a whirl today, as it is a new product. So now again, going a bit unconventional today, we are starting off with eyeliner. So this first one here is my Makeup Academy Intense Colour Eyeliner in Snow Queen, which is just a nice white. And essentially what we're doing here is just creating our line work. So you could see there I did a main line down the centre of the face, and then just kind of working out the segments from there. So drawing kind of two lines on either side of the face from there. So we have a total of 6 chunks, so that it kind of evens everything out for us. And now going in with another eyeliner here, which is in the shade Lights Out, and just basically marking out the area for our eye, because I want to kind of create the eye a little bit separated from the rest. So just pretty much roughly giving ourselves a guideline here. Again, I probably could have done this in the white to make it easier to blend out, but I just wanted to make it different and do it in the black. And this step, I'm not gonna lie, is completely unnecessary, but just for my own sanity, I wanted to mark out what areas were going to be what colour, just so that I remembered. So I marked out all the black areas there, and then I'm going in and marking out all the white areas. Again, this is literally so unnecessary. It's more for my own sake, because I would have forgotten what areas should have been which, and just got myself all confused and flustered. But yeah, again, another new product. All the new products we're using today, oh my goodness. So these are the Suva Hydra liners, which are literally just like a powdery eyeliner, which you just add a little droplet of water to and just mix it in. And I mean, you can see from this, the colour is pigmented. I mean, certain parts, it's obviously not designed really to be like used in the way that I am using it today, as you'll probably notice by the end of this, but it is functional essentially. But this is the shade Space Panda, which is their white shade. So I'm just kind of taking that through the white areas here, and I'm trying to speed through this as much as possible because it's literally quite repetitive, I'm not going to lie to you. Just really trying to focus on keeping in those line work, because I know what I'm like when doing these. I can be a bit messy. So yeah, just continually going over this. I will say one thing that I have learned about this particular one is if it starts to crack away and you start layering it, you can kind of see the layering and it can get a little bit cakey. So you want to just really take it slow and make sure that each area is perfected before you kind of move on. Because yeah, as soon as it's dry, you have to kind of paint over what's already there and it's just a mess and a hassle. But again, as well, with this kind of painting in the lines of these areas, it can get a little bit tricky when doing it, especially on yourself, because as soon as you start getting to those outer portions, so the portions by your ears, it is really hard to see. Can't lie, I always have struggled with those particular areas, but I think we made it kind of work. And as well, getting those little teeny weeny areas can be a real pain in the backside, like getting the between of the eye and the eyebrow there, really quite like fiddly, and takes a lot of going backwards and forwards to try and make sure that it's not applying too much product to those set areas so that they're thicker and more cakey than the rest of it, and you get the gist. So yeah, just continually going backwards and forwards with this, and then kind of slowly taking it down as well on the chin bit there, just so it kind of blends through, so it's not completely like we can see a line, if you get what I mean, because I didn't want to see the chin line. I wanted that to kind of still have a bit of blend, though we're not blending all the way down to the neckline. I still wanted something. But a lot of this, you will notice, is going to be me reapplying certain areas where I've not done this properly. And this is technically a new product. Well, it is a new product. Not technically, it is 100% a new product. And it does just take a little bit of like backwards and forwardsing. And practice makes perfect. But yeah, we've started with the white here just so that we can ensure, because obviously the next shade is obviously going to be black. I wanted to make sure that our white was done first, because it is a lot easier to put black over white than it is to put white over black. So wanted to make sure, even if like we made any mistakes and moved over in the lines here, because there were a few mistakes, as you will see during this, and it's just so much easier to put more, like fix it with the black rather than with the white. So you can see here we're starting now officially with the black here. So this is the shade Grease. I started with that difficult area first. Not gonna lie, I don't know why I did that, but I just did. And to be honest with you, I think it came out really quite decent. And what I've realised as well with this is the black was so much more pigmented to work with, so it just meant that I could do it a lot quicker. And I guess as well, where I've got used to the product by this point, it made it a lot easier and I knew what I was kind of doing. Whereas with the white, I was still kind of fiddly daddling and working the product out to make sure that it did actually function correctly. But yeah, just making sure that we're not really leaving any skin tone. So you'll notice I will go inside of my nose in a little bit. I wasn't originally going to do that, but I kind of wanted to make sure and give the full story, the full in-depth glam. So yeah, just making sure that it is all nice and covered. Oh, I don't know when I'm going to actually do it, but I will be doing it hopefully in a second. Yeah, just making sure that that black is nice and prominent, and fixing up any lines as well that we butchered with the white originally. Again, looking back at this, I can see a fair few little mistakes where line work isn't completely straight, or things are a little bit patchy. But again, learning mistakes, errors are always made no matter what, and I'm sure if any of you have products similar to this or anything of this sort, you could do 110 times better. But I just really enjoyed pushing the boat out and doing something a bit more out of my comfort zone, because I really do not like line work. Line work stresses me out. So like here, for example, you can kind of see, again, this is where line work on the face comes into play and makes it really difficult, because at a certain angle, when I face straight forward, that chunk looks like it's a straight line, but as soon as I turn to the side, you can see it does not go straight. But again, that's just part of having a face. It is partly rounded, so it's a little bit more tricky to work with. But now we're actually going on to the eyes here, so I'm just taking again the Space Panda, again, and just using a tiny little liner brush just to basically fill in the areas. So I kind of wanted to do a reverse look, so on the sections that were painted in black, I wanted to make the eye bit in white, and then vice versa on the eye as well, and just wrapping it all the way around. And I wanted to give it, as you can see there, the nice cat eye kind of look, while still having that monochromatic moment. Can't talk today. But yeah, again here you can see the lines did not line up, which is why I pushed the white across a little bit more, so it doesn't actually line up with that black on the top bit. But again, that was something that I realised after, so I went back in and fixed that to make it a bit more streamlined for what I wanted it to look like, essentially. So yeah, then we're going in with the colour grease and just doing our blacks. Now this was a lot longer than it actually took, I can't lie. I had to cut quite a lot of footage out of this bit, because it involved a lot of me applying, reapplying and reapplying and reapplying. The main reason for this is obviously eyelids, when you open your eyes, fold up and crease at the top, and this product takes a little bit longer to dry because it's obviously using water, so a lot of the time it was drying in a way that cracked it and peeled some of it away, so I did have to kind of continually reapply, which I did kind of give up on in the end, I won't lie. It's not, I don't think this product is heavily designed to be used to this extent, which is again not a fault of the product, just a fault of me using a product in a silly way. But hey ho, we love to see it. Anyway, now we're powdering the skin, just because I wanted to kind of make sure that all of this liner is essentially set in place and is held. So we're just using our Coty Airspun loose face powder in translucent, just to make sure that it is nice and set in place. Now this will make those black shades a little bit less prominent and more grey toned, but you know what, it was a sacrifice that I was willing to make sure that it did not budge, because I did not want to accidentally smudge this off of my face. So now onto lashes. I wanted a nice kind of dramatic lash to go against this, because I thought it would look really cool with something quite intense and big. So we're going with our Wet n Wild Renegade mascara just to get the lashes ready. Well, my natural lashes ready for the falsies, and then jumping in here with the Be Perfect and Blue Hydrangea lashes in Throw and Shade. I think these are incredible lashes. They're so big, so chunky, and like, again, when you see them in their full glory in a second, you'll go, oh my goodness, yes. I was feeling the fantasy. Are you prepared for the madness that will ensue? I was really struggling to put these lashes on today. Boom, look at them. Oh, stunning. And then yeah, just going in with that mascara again, just to make sure that the lashes are all melded together. Nice and pretty there. And also just coating those lower lashes as well. Not that they're going to be heavily seen, but I wanted to give it a little bit of something. So now we're going to the lips portion. So I'm just using the Makeup Academy eyeliner Snow Queen. Again, just to kind of begin this off, because I don't actually own a white lipstick. Or anything to do with a white lipstick, so I kind of just made do with the products that I had. So we're using pretty much the same eyeliners that we've used previously. So then, as you can see there, we're also going in with the Suva Hydra liner in Space Panda again, just to get that lip nice and pristine white. Again, this product is not designed really for lips. But you know what? It worked. Because normally when you smack your lips together, it helps to kind of blend the colour through. Whereas with this kind of product, when you do that, it tears it and goes all gross and horrible. So it was, again, a bit of a lesson learned. Maybe I do need to look into getting a white lipstick. But it worked for the job that I was doing. So yeah, I just literally continued to kind of try and make the lips look a bit more plump, a bit more married in together. And now we're going in with our black lipstick, which I do actually have. And this is the Jeffree Star Velour liquid lipstick in the shade Weirdo. Now this, of course, just went on a dream, so you can't really complain about that, can you? And it is very, very heavily pigmented, real pure black shade. And I think, as you can see there, it just contrasts so well with that white there. It just, oh, it's so good. I love it. Again, just try to like marry the shades up together so that it's the shaping of the actual lip itself is exactly the same. And then finalising this off with our Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Righty there, guys. Some real intense shit just happened on my face, and it's still currently on my face. Still trying to process it. I'm still like, oh my god, what have I created? It almost feels wrong, but I absolutely love it. I mean, technically there's probably a couple of like faults and like little areas which could use some extra zhuzhing up, but honestly I live for this look. I think it is so out there, so fun. I was tempted to take it down the neck, but to be honest with you, it would just be coming straight off again. But if you do want to kind of recreate a look similar to this, you can kind of play around with colours, make it really interesting. You could totally, it probably would look a lot nicer and smoother if it did kind of blend down the neck onto the body almost. But yeah, what do you guys think? I live for this. I feel fishy, I feel, I feel like got meek, as Trixie would call her, got meek. Oh my goodness. I need to start wearing black and white again, like, oh, she's feeling her oats. I hate myself. But anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really do hope that you did enjoy this. Again, as always, down below will be the smallish list of products used today. If you are curious and want to kind of purchase them for yourselves, they are down there with everything that you will need. And yeah, we are now closing on to the finish of this mini-series. Next week we will be doing the finale, which is going to be season 6 of All Stars, which is when we'll finally find out who actually wins, if I've timed this correctly. Let's be honest, probably haven't, but oh my goodness, I am so excited. But yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and I will see each and every one of you guys in the next video. Peace out, bitches!